Streets of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production. Starring Carl Malden. Special guest star, Michael Douglas. Also starring Richard Hatch. With guest stars, in alphabetical order, Patty Duke Aston, Darlene Carr, Tina Chen, Jan Clayton, Susan Day, Norman Fell, Gary Frank, Paula Kelly, Jim McMullen, Doris Roberts, James Shigeta, Barry Sullivan, Dick Van Patten, Joseph Wiseman. Tonight's episode, The Thrill Killers, Part 1.
Keller homicide.
Winston Stiles, please.
Sorry I'm late. Just wrapped up.
How'd you make out?
Board ruled it a justified shooting.
You're in the clear?
Yeah.
Mr. Stiles, I remind you, you're still under oath. Be seated.
Mr. Stiles, you've already testified that you were one of the 4 persons in the Dauber home the night he, his wife, and daughter were slain.
Yes.
And the other 3 were?
Gareth Foster, and them.
Let the record show that the witness is identifying the defendants. And yet we have heard both Nick and Marie Tanninger testify that they were not present in the Dauber home that night, deny ever having seen them.
Yes, they lied.
I didn't hear you.
I said that they lied. They were there.
Tell us again, Mr. Stiles. Why were they there?
To kidnap Mr. Dauber.
Again, sir? Why?
Mr. Dauber was president of an oil company. We had had demonstrations at his office back when we were into social causes. He was picked at random as a symbol of the establishment.
And who picked him?
Nick did. Nick Tanninger did.
All right, Mr. Stiles. You were going to kidnap Mr. Dauber for $500,000. What went wrong?
What went wrong? What went wrong was we never expected Mr. Dauber to have the guts that he had. He just wasn't going to be intimidated by us. While Marie was tying up Mrs. Dauber, the old man jumped Nick and knocked his gun away. Nick yelled at Marie to shoot. She did. She just let go. And then Nick got his gun and he killed the old lady. And he just kept firing. I couldn't believe what was happening. Then Nick turned to shoot the girl. Gareth saw what was happening and tried to stop it by getting in the way. In a few seconds, they were all dead. Gareth, all of them were dead.
Gareth Foster was killed accidentally.
Yes. Yes, sir.
But his body wasn't found in the home.
No, he was dumped later in an alley. See, Nick said we had to get Gareth out of the house, get rid of his body. That was the last time I saw Gareth.
I remind the jury that according to Inspector Steve Keller's testimony, the body of Gareth Foster was found in an alley on 19th Street the following day. One last question, Mr. Stiles. Why was it necessary to kill Mrs. Dauber and the girl?
That's what I asked Nick later, myself. The answer he gave me was no witnesses.
Thank you.
Mr. Stiles, Gareth Foster was a good friend of yours, was he not? And isn't it true that your motive in being a witness for the prosecution was to avenge the death of your good friend?
No. No, that wasn't the point at all. Gareth and I had agreed to the kidnapping, but we never bargained for murder.
And isn't it true that Gareth and you had a homosexual relationship?
Objection!
Isn't that why you invented this pack of lies, to avenge the death of your lover?
I must object, Your Honor. Counsel has no right to characterize this testimony. It is for the jury to decide who's telling the truth here. And I further object to his again bringing up the homosexual relationship. That point has already been conceded.
Both objections sustained. You have any more questions, Mr. Banchik?
None, Your Honor.
Then this court will stand on recess until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. All cautions to the jury will apply. Court's adjourned.
Defense attorney's rough. I'm not looking forward to another day of cross.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it, Dan. You can handle it.
Yeah, he put us through the ringer because we headed the investigation. We got Stiles' confession. But you, well, you turned in a good, clean, heads-up collar. There's nothing he can challenge there.
I'm a detective on that one arrest. What do I do if he hassles me on that?
What are you talking about? Any cop who can take Nick Tanninger one-on-one at night, believe me, you deserve your shield, you know?
Right.
Susan! Free Nick and Marie! Free Nick and Marie! Free Nick and Marie! Free Nick and Marie! Free Nick and Marie!
It's gonna be a long time before those two hit the pavement again.
Yeah? What about them?
The Tanninger family.
Free Nick and Marie!
Yeah. They're gonna be around, and don't think Stiles doesn't know it. So, what did you finally tell those bozos at Berkeley?
I didn't tell them anything yet, but I'm thinking about it seriously.
Not because of that shooting inquiry.
No, not that. It's just,
Teacher, huh? School teacher.
yeah.
You belong in the classroom about as much as I belong in the ballet russe. Well, listen, where did you park in?
I'm parked right out front, no parking zone.
That figures. Can I drop you off downtown?
Steve and I are having dinner at Manelli's. Maybe see a movie.
We thought you might like to join us since I'm paying for the meal.
You don't know how lucky you are. Kills me to say no. But I'm going home to stroganoff, sour cream and noodles, silverware, real silverware, napkins.
Ooh, Jeannie's home, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. Jeannie's home, that's right. So have a good time, fellas. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay.
He never made the major, right?
I seen him play in the minors, you know. He batted about, 340 was the
You
average.
look a little more rested today, Mrs. Whalen.
Thank God I'm only a diabetic, not an alcoholic. Boozers go crazy all over trial like this.
Mrs. Klein, you dropped your nose.
Oh, thank you, dear. Another day. They say we'll be through in maybe 3 or 4 more days.
I'm up to here with live shows. I missed the news. I don't know what the hell's going on.
know he's a pro, and I just don't want him to think I got my detective shield out of a grab bag.
No, I wouldn't worry about it. That's just Mike. If he didn't like you, you'd know about it. What, do you got a police radio in this?
Yeah, CBE, the works.
Does Mike know about this car?
No, I don't think so. Hey, maybe he'd like to borrow it when this case wraps up. Does he like to fish?
Does Mike like to fish? The only thing he covers in handcuffs. See you tonight.
So what do you think, babe?
I think it can work. Come on.
Yeah, I know. You got the same offer last year and the year before. But this time, he's really thinking about it.
Well, I hope so.
What?
I mean it, Mike. Steve will make a dynamite teacher.
Associate professor, that's what they're dangling in front of him now. And money. Good money.
That's great. You want the best for Steve, don't you?
No, of course I want the best for him, but, well, he's too good on the streets to be putting chalk on a blackboard.
Well, like I said, he'll make a fine teacher.
He's already a fine cop.
Well, what can I say? You want me to put out a contract on Berkeley? Hey, Mike, why don't you offer Steve something that'll make him indebted to you? The old-time kings used to do that, you know, to solidify their kingdoms.
No,
They used to offer their daughters.
I've already tried.
Oh, you did you?
And he said that if that was all the kingdom had to offer, he would settle for Des Moines.
Oh,
Careful now.
You think you're really funny,
Oh,
don't
you get hurt now.
You
get
never
hurt
even
that way.
said
You know
how
you
good
can.
the stroganoff was you
It was
ingrained.
the best.
Oh, you got it pretty good, don't you?
Of course I have.
Then lighten up, huh? Stop worrying about Steve.
Well, if I didn't worry about the two of you, my little girl and my partner, I'd have nothing to worry about.
All right, so you say it'll be empty 4 days before they move it?
Yeah.
What about the license plate?
Hey, I got him. I'm even gonna make up a little sign for him, too.
Yeah, how about gone fishing?
Got the 12.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe this is a good time to lay back and figure out what we're getting into here.
Hey, babe. I mean, we know what we're into.
You're sure?
Yeah?
How about you?
Of course. Sure.
This isn't Dick and Jane go to Grandma's, you know? Once we push the button, it's a federal crime. We're in the clear now. We're straight. But once we go, if it's ours, it means prison, maybe the gas chamber.
I know. I understand.
Has to be done. That's right. It has to be done. So, let's get it on, huh?
All right, it's on.
Yeah, I visited him in the hospital 5 or 6 times since they took my bullet out of him. You know what really bothers me? How a 17-year-old kid like that thinks. He steals a car, right? Then when he's busted, he pulls out a .38. I mean, what makes him think he can go one-on-one with a cop who's trained to use a gun?
Get any answers?
No. Sure got a lot of questions, though.
Did the shooting have anything to do with you thinking about leaving the department?
Sure, that was part of it, yeah. But it goes deeper. So I'm thinking about teaching, you know, criminology. Find some answers to some of those questions. What makes a kid like that tick?
And it's not using the gun that's bothering you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Sometimes I'm tempted to hesitate. I see somebody innocent looking.
What about someone like Nick Tanninger?
Well, that bothers you?
I don't know. When I saw him that night on Broadway, he spotted me too, ducked into a doorway. And I could see his hand go into his pocket. It was like slow motion, the automatic coming back out into his hand. In 4 years, I've seen a lot of people blown away, seen what a Magnum slug can do. Well, I had sort of a choice, go for my gun
Or throw a shoulder into him and go for his. Pretty dumb, huh? Well, by the book, yeah, but you took the man alive. I mean, you stand in trial. There's a lot of people very happy to see that man stand trial. Okay, this is mine, remember?
The decision to shoot or not, does it get any easier with experience?
No. No, I think it gets tougher, at least for most of us. Canceling somebody out, you know?
Think we'll get a conviction on the trial?
Yeah, it's a lock. See ya.
My son called last night. The lady deputy sat right there on the other phone and listened to every word we said.
Same breakfast every morning. It's like we're the prisoners.
I think my thermometer must be broken. I took my temperature this morning. It was normal.
If you phone your dad again, tell him to drop by the restaurant after the thing blows over, huh?
All right, sit down somewhere.
Don't get up, don't scream.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph! She's been kidnapped.
Tell McGrath what's going on down here. Hurry up.
That was a big night on the town. A movie on backpacking.
In the Sierras, right. It was very interesting. Yeah, it was quite something. We learned about rock climbing, pitching tents, making fires. You should see it. It's on tonight if you
Come
want
on,
to catch
for
it.
a guy who won't even walk to the delicatessen, I can just see you with a 60-pound pack. So that's what you do, huh? One of those gung-ho fellas who eats dry food and freezes his feet.
Mike, the jury's been kidnapped. The whole damn jury.
Where's the tape?
You've got it. I gave it to you.
Oh, yeah, got it.
All right. Get on it then. Get back to the car barn. All right. Come on, let's go. This way. Come on. Come on, move it along.
What happened, Morton?
Deputy's been hit, sir. Citizen reports that shots have been fired from the bus.
How bad is he?
Could have been a lot worse. They must have pumped a whole clip at him.
Got an APB working on that bus?
No, sir. Sorry about that. I didn't find out what went down until right now when I was talking to the deputy.
I got it.
Anybody else hurt?
Not that I know of, sir. Kept the place pretty well cleared until they took the jury out. Is that the Tanager jury, sir?
That's what it was, yeah.
APB's laid on. Okay, good. Tell them I want the bridges covered. Notify the Marin County Police that it... Never mind, I'll do it. Take a look at all those casings. Must have been an automatic weapon.
Yes, sir, M16.
How do you know all that?
I was in the Army in Nam.
Mike, they spotted a bus going south on Mission past 10th.
Okay, listen. Get those casings to the lab as soon as possible. Morton, come along with us. I need all the units we can get. I'd stay on Van Ness, get the 12 and then cross over to Mission. Inspectors 8-1 to headquarters. In pursuit of a silver Mark IV tour bus going south on Mission. Request you clear frequency for all-out unit pursuit and intercept.
Now what'd you call it?
Could be. Closing. 317, possible subject vehicle sighted. Mission and 17th. Proceeding at posted speed.
3 Henry 17. Maintain visual contact. Do not apprehend. Vehicle may contain hostages. I repeat, do not apprehend.
Just paste it on, Ms. Klein. It'll help the communication problem. All right. Let me go over the rules briefly. No noise will be permitted. Someone will be on guard at all times, and although we don't want to use these, we will.
Miss, this lady, Mrs. Whalen, is a diabetic. Will any provisions be made for her?
No. Any other questions?
Yeah, do you mind telling us what the hell this is all about?
I thought that was pretty obvious.
Not to me, it isn't. The case was already a mistrial. Isn't that what you people are after, a mistrial?
You are being held for the release of Nick and Marie Tanninger and a suitable ransom.
This is crazy. They're not gonna let him go. It's crazy.
Everything's ready below.
All right. Come on, get moving. Get below. Get below fast.
Move!
All right, we're going.
Right, easy with that gun, will ya?
Watch out. Oh, it's dark out here. Watch out.
Inspectors 8-1 in high-speed pursuit of vehicle going west on Monterey. To all units, Monterey and 19. All you guys, hurry up! Yes, sir. All the loading docks.
Deputy, a bus driver tied up Dan's taking care of him. Found this by the bus driver's seat. He must have dropped it.
They really pulled it, huh?
Yeah.
No driver, no jury.
Come on through. You might as well sit down. Get comfortable. You're going to be in here for a while.
Miss, maybe the other young lady didn't hear me when I asked before, but what happens to us if the authorities don't let your friends go?
I wouldn't worry about that, Mr. Barbado.
Mr. Barbato is supposed to worry about us. He's our jury foreman.
We have a right to know.
In time, okay?
This is as good a time as any. Right now!
All right. A set of demands is being delivered. They'll have it soon. It calls for a schedule of executions if there's no compliance or if they don't take us seriously.
Executions?
Oh, my God.
have to go to the bathroom, please.
I'm speaking to you as one of the many friends of Nick and Marie Tanninger. Their recent trial has convinced us that the American legal system is a farce, and so we've decided to hold it hostage. The Tanninger jury is now in our custody. They will live or die at our discretion until certain conditions are fulfilled. Here are the demands. The Tanningers must be released at once. You will fly them and those wishing to leave with them to a free country of our choosing. You will pay a forfeit of $5 million for the freedom of your 12 representatives. You have 33 hours to announce your compliance and to make all arrangements. At 6 p.m. tomorrow, if you've not agreed to our demands, the first of your jurors will be executed, and the rest will follow. You are now on notice. The clock is running.
Idiots! Those weirdos are gonna kill mailmen and housewives because the system buzzed them.
Free country of their choice. Where's that?
You know, it's got to be the Rosen girl.
All right. Here you are. Susan Rosen, Arlen Washington, Gary Jelinek, Barbara Ross. Now, there's your Tanninger family. We have all the investigation jackets on them right here. All the interrogation reports, everything on them except where they are right now.
Well, the ball is in your court, Mike. You handle the investigation. I'll give you all the backup you need.
And what I need from you is manpower.
Okay.
I need all the men you can spare from the detective division. All the guys in uniform ought to be in OT. Vacations canceled.
You got it. Let me fill in the chief.
City Hall's going to have to make some kind of statement. Now, as soon as what's on that tape gets out of the street, everybody's going to expect an answer.
All right, I'll have it duped. One for the mayor's office and one for the chief of police. The original stays right here with us.
Time's running.
How many copies of the photos you want?
Who knows? 50, 150. Who knows how many copies you need? There's one thing I do know, though. We've got to talk to those deputies again. The ones who were on that bus.
Lieutenant?
Yes.
I'd like to follow through on one thing, if it's okay.
What's that?
I used to work part-time down at the city bus barn, summer vacations. The drivers used to log in and log out time and mileage every day.
That's good. Then we can tell how far the bus went and narrow down the area.
Go ahead, follow through on that.
Guy's smart.
Yeah, he's got plenty up here. He's a little rough around the edges, but, oh, he's loaded up here. Okay, who are we going to take with us? Marsden from Undercover. He's pretty savvy with the radical groups. Gordy Walton.
What about Fletcher?
Good man.
Oh, my God. I don't want to die like this.
We're not going to die, dear.
Yeah, sure, Mrs. Strauss. Those are toy guns those freaks are carrying. There's the deputy they shot outside the restaurant.
Oh, I don't think there's any sense in talking like that.
I think Breitbach is right. The police will find us and they'll get us out.
Police? The police are going to look here?
All right, then. We've got to try to help ourselves. If they're going to lock us up alone like this, maybe we could put together some kind of a plan.
You shouldn't talk like this. Maybe they have a microphone hidden someplace.
We can't just sit. We've got to help ourselves. We can't depend on anyone finding us here.
Boy, are we in big trouble. I've been looking at all of you, and there isn't a single person here I'd want to be stuck in an elevator with, let alone life or death. There isn't a soul in this room that's going to take on those kids.
James. James was in Vietnam. He was a soldier.
Like I said, big trouble.
All right, this is your lunch. Maybe we'll bring some coffee later. Here's the can opener.
Miss, that lady, Mrs. Whalen, she's not well, and...
She's in the restroom.
She needs insulin or something like that. Is there any way that you could get it for her?
Sure, Mr. Barber. I'll run right down to Speedy Mart.
Hey, listen. This is a serious thing. Without medicine, Mrs. Whalen could... Well, she should have her medicine.
Well, I suggest that we just wait and see where her name falls on the list,
On what list? What list?
I was in the back on the floor, man. I heard the shots and some people scared, you know, moaning like that. Nothing else. I was pretty scared myself.
What about the traffic? Well, come on, you're a driver. You can tell there's heavy traffic. You're stopping a lot of lights. What about a cable car route? You feel the tracks under the tires?
No, nothing like that. Is this gonna take long? Because the TV news guys are downstairs and they want me to say something for TV, you know.
Look, Sanders, you got something to say, you tell me. 6 o'clock news, you know, they're not gonna save this jury.
Now, how about smells? Did you go by a bakery? And when you stopped, did you, smell any fresh paint? Gasoline? Try to remember. Anything at all.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant. I was too frightened. I was afraid I was going to be killed.
Homicide, Stone. Yeah, where? What time? No, Steve's got an appointment to take a run at the Tanagers. I'll take it, though. Give me the address.
Yeah, I see that you got a problem. But what I don't see is what do you think that I can do about it?
Okay, Nick, we got a situation where nobody can win. You got 12 innocent people in between.
Nobody's that innocent. Anyway, we told you. We don't know where they are.
Okay, what about this one? The two of you go on television, you make an appeal to your family not to harm the hostages.
You're saying we can make a deal?
No, there's no deal, Nick. But I think you ought to cooperate. Look at it pragmatically. Now, all right, we've got a mistrial. But there is going to be another trial. You can count on that. Now, you can do yourself nothing but good if you get on the record now as repudiating this kidnapping.
Yeah, but what's that going to do for the people, man?
What people? What are you talking about?
Well, the people, everybody. I mean, what's going to keep the system from giving a shift to some other guys just like it did to me? What's going to happen to human rights?
Oh, Nick, you're just such a humanist, you know, and you got such a record to prove it. Armed robbery, assault, manslaughter. Why don't you just come off it, huh? Now, look, Marie, you always said you were doing this for the little guy. You said it when I busted you. You said it in court. Now, who exactly are those 12 hostages?
They are incidental.
Incidental?
What happens to them, in light of the larger issue, is unimportant. If they have to be executed to...
Executed, huh? Executed! All right, I've had it. I just had it.
Officer, your jacket.
Thank you very much. If they got anything else to say, you let me know, will you?
Oh, please, officer, don't go away mad now.
Hey, Nick, I'm not going away, man. Hey, I'm sorry about that, Nick.
I want him busted. Banachek, you file against him.
Like hell I will. Now, you know damn well what's going to happen. Gary, Susan, Arlen, they're going to kill those 12 people. And I'm going to have to go before a judge and file for a change of venue because we can't get a fair trial in this city. I'll be denied, but in a crazy way, I'll be right. You couldn't get a fair trial in Siam, Tasmania, or anywhere else after this vile act. The two of you were the greatest argument for the death penalty I've ever seen.
Yeah, someone phoned in a tip. Said they saw a truckload of people going into one of these warehouses here.
So they're trying to transfer the passengers?
What we found was a rented truck and 26 hot storefront mannequins.
We figured we may as well cover the place while we're here.
How'd you do that bus mileage?
Pretty good. Bus checked in last night with 66,221 miles.
Wait a minute. They had the deputies logging it?
Yes, sir. I went to the bus and took the mileage it had when we first stopped it. It came to...
Hold it. Never mind the numbers. Just give me the miles.
14.
14 miles.
Then I retraced to where we first spotted the bus. That came to almost 5 miles from here to here.
So that leaves 9.
Right.
We got 4.5 miles where they dropped them off, the same to when the police spotted them, right?
Yeah, we spotted the bus right here for the first time. With a radius of 4 to 5 miles, that gives us a search area between...
70 and 80 square miles.
Yes, that's right. So that's our search area.
Yeah, but that's some area. You got a few thousand houses, warehouses, condemned buildings. You got the waterfront running from here to there.
By 6 tomorrow night, it looks impossible.
Well, impossible or not, this is our search area. Come on. Yeah, we're still digging for possibilities. Now, you were with the Tanagers for months. Did they ever hide anything, or did they ever store anything where they thought they wouldn't be found?
Store what?
Anything, you know. Guns, ammunition, money, pamphlets, anything at all.
No.
How about a garage? Or an old abandoned house? An empty theater?
You know who's next, don't you?
Stiles, you've got plenty of protection. These 2 detectives are with you at all
For
times.
how long? We have to do it all over again now. The trial, the testimony, everything. They're gonna have 100 different chances to kill me again. And when the next trial is over, what am I supposed to do?
They will be in jail then.
All of them?
All of them, believe me.
It's not like when Gareth was in the group and Marie was directing things. Nick took over and they all became murderers. They're gonna kill me now for giving evidence. There's no chance that they're going to let Nick and Marie
No
loose.
chance at all. Believe me, no chance at all.
They're gonna kill me. They'll kill me in a second, just like they're gonna kill those other people. Susan's not gonna let them live. You don't know what she's like. They're gonna all be slaughtered.
And just drifted away, you know, like these kids do these days. Didn't help she didn't have a father to keep her in line. He walked out on us when Barbie was 3. It's not easy for the single parent, you know.
No, Madge, it must be pretty difficult.
I have met those Tattingers. Do you know that? They have been here, right here. Nick sat where you're sitting. They just came in here with Barbie one day. They expected me to do for them. Barbie, too. They expected me to give them money.
Did you give it to them?
You better believe I did. Those people scared the life out of me. Just a sad thing when a mother is afraid of her own daughter. But I am afraid of mine. Now, Barbara, she's just not as strange as those other people. She'd never hurt anybody, but still no sense of responsibility. And then she got pregnant. The boy doesn't seem to think that he is responsible anymore. She got pregnant, I got the bills. The gynecologist, the pediatrician.
Barbara's got a baby?
Oh, yes, little girl, 3.
This child lives with Barbara?
8, 10 weeks out of the year, maybe, if it suits her. The rest of the time, she's with me.
Was she here now?
She's in the hospital.
Anything serious?
Not at first. The little tyke took cold a couple of weeks ago. The doctors put her into County General. This is some sort of a upper respiratory business infection.
Does Barbara visit her in the hospital?
No. And of course she won't now, will she? Nurses tell me that she calls from time to time, though. I'll get those bills. The hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
It won't do any good to worry about the time, Mr. Lee. What happens, happens.
We've got to get something organized. We can't just do nothing.
What do you want to do? You want to send out for a pizza?
Look, I don't think you're particularly amusing. Unless you got some reason not to be frightened out of your wits like the rest of us. You know something we don't?
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. He's upset, Miss Chamberlain.
You think Miss Chamberlain has something to do with them?
Figure it out yourself.
You better spell that out, mister.
Come on, come on. There's nothing to explain. What we're all hearing now is a lot of nerves falling apart. We've been together almost 14 weeks. We've gotten along okay until now.
That's true. I mean, everybody's been so nice until now. We shouldn't spoil it.
14 weeks down the toilet.
What do you mean?
Trial's over, ain't it? We give it 14 weeks. We haven't decided nothing.
I decided.
What? What would your vote have been, James?
I can sure tell you how I'd have voted.
Oh, I don't think we should talk about that. I mean, we don't know for sure.
Sure we do. Mistrial's been declared. We're out of it. We can do anything we want. Vote, anything.
All right, Phil, let's do it. Vote. Guilty.
Wrong. If you want an honest vote, it's got to be a secret vote. Especially now.
You don't think there's any question about how it's gonna go, do you?
Yeah, there might be, sure.
Really? Well, that's very interesting.
She has a point. It's got to be a regular secret vote. But we'll need paper and pencils.
I have no paper. I don't even have any more tissue.
You want paper? I'll get you paper.
Oh, I have a pencil.
Oh, you're kidding. What's the matter with it? Takes a plumber to know the many uses of this paper.
Do we write guilty or not guilty or...
Well, why do we use symbols? G or N?
Okay, G or N. And when you're done making your marking, I'll just put them all in my pocket so they won't be in any order. Everybody got their paper? Yes. Now.
This has really got to be an honest vote. What I mean is, we shouldn't vote the way we feel about them now. We've got to vote the way we would have voted before we were kidnapped.
That seems fair.
I remember exactly how I would have voted.
So do I, pal. So do I.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we're going to have a little change of scenery. Bedtime. You can follow her, I'll follow you. Come on, move it! Pick up the lanterns. Get that lantern.
You don't look so well, Mrs. Whalen.
I've got diabetes, and I stand a good chance of being shot. What would you like? Tap dancing?
Look, maybe I can do something for you. What do you need, insulin?
No, I use oral diabetic tablets. They seem to work better than insulin. But listen, whatever, I always carry an extra prescription, just in case. Oh, God, do you think you could get some help for me tonight?
Yeah, maybe tonight.
Oh, God bless you.
All right, get in faster. Just keep moving to the back.
Come on, people, move it.
Come on, you have plenty of time to look around later. Just keep moving to the back.
All right, this is where you sleep, so make yourselves comfortable. You can split up, men, women, or whatever. There's a couple of toilets back there, and one of us will be behind this door, so don't open it. Believe me, don't open it.
We'll be taking you out tomorrow. And, well, good night.
I'd give my left ear for a cigarette right now. I'd give both ears for welding tanks and a cutting torch.
Should we just take whichever bets we want?
We could vote on it like we did for restaurants if you want to make a production out of it.
Hey, speaking of voting,
Yeah,
what about...
Why don't we count them votes? Yeah, Barbato, count them.
Well, how'd it come out?
Come on, what's the count?
Guilty. 10. 2 not guilty.
Not guilty? 2?
Not guilty.
Well, now we know. I suggest we all go Betty-bye.
She got some kind of respiratory infection.
Does Barbara Ross know that?
Yes, sir. We checked pediatrics. She's called twice now.
So we thought if we control the phones.
We'll get the phones controlled.
You need the hospital's permission.
We've got it, sir. We talked to the administrator. He says under the circumstances, they'll go with us.
That's the best thing I've heard today. How long does it take to set up?
It's already been done. See, the head nurse has agreed that if Barbara calls, she'll tell her the doctor's with her child. Then she has to call back.
Okay, this is how I want to play it. We'll get in touch with Marsden. He and I will take the first shift at the hospital. The two of you go out in the street. I want every unmarked car with a photo of Barbara Ross. We'll cover this whole city and cover it good.
Yes, about 2 degrees up since morning, Doctor. Yes, we're continuing the IV drip. Yes, sir. Thank you. Pediatrics, Nurse Summers. I see, yes, you say you're a friend of the family. Fine, just let me get the child's chart. 1 moment, please.
But I don't understand. Why is the doctor there now? It's late. Is there any kind of trouble? Is she worse? Well, could you check, please?
Payphone, 900 block Montgomery.
900 block Montgomery, payphone.
Repeat, all units. Contact made, 900 block Montgomery. Public telephone.
This is 81. I'm on it 3 blocks away.
Look, I'm sorry. I just can't wait.
I'll call back tomorrow.
Barbara?
Another black and white. Where's the ambulance?
Any second, Dan. It's on its way. How bad? Where's he hit?
Chest wound really bad. Looks like it's near the heart.
Anybody call an ambulance?
Yes, sir, I did.
Well, we're not going to wait any longer. Open the back door of that car. Let me have your partner in a lead car. Yes, sir.
Come on.
Sir, the two of you stay here. Call in the crew. Yes, sir.